damn cicadas are deafening.
Oh my goodness.
It's like a constant Star Trek Next Generation phaser going off in my head.
Welcome to Solarpunk Life.
Right? Joe drug me out to his backyard because he's so excited about his garden. This is I guess we could say, one of the first of our garden tour series. We do want to hear about your gardens. We want to hear about your projects. And
now that we're vaccinated, we want to come visit your gardens.
Now we're vaccinated, we want to come to your gardens. Joe's going to walk me through. He's going to explain to us what's going on. I'm going to mispronounce whatever the thing he grows is. And we're going to have some fun. You'll see what we're doing. So Joe, take me on a tour.
Absolutely. So first thing I want to show you, Jason, is this giant monstrosity of a support thing here. Don't kill yourself.
Yeah.
This used to be on my deck, and it used to have an awning on it, and it got taken out during a big snowstorm. But it's big and metal, and it's just been sitting around taking up space, and I thought, wouldn't it look great as a garden support for some fencing to keep the deer out of our vegetable garden? So it's not done yet, but it's been put in place. I got some concrete blocks to level it out and repurposed some paving stones that we're not going to be using to make it level. Hung our solar-powered garden lights off of it.
Joe, this is great because not only can you do fencing with it, but you run your beans up there.
Yeah.
You can run cucumbers, your vines, grapes if you wanted to turn it. I mean, this would be a fantastic grape arbor.
Grapes!
If you, we have grapes in the last episode. So there's so many things you can do with this. And once again, it's repurposed, reused, something that was either going to go to a recycling center and sit or into a dump. So you move it from your deck over to here, and now you've got something cool and something that when this stuff starts growing here in the next couple of months, it's going to look awesome.
And we're not throwing this out.
No.
Right? It's a broken thing that had no purpose, and now it's got a purpose again.
Mm-hmm.
And it also looks great, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So what we've also done here, Jason, if you recall from last year, we had one garden bed running right down the middle of this, right? Mm-hmm. So where this path is now used to be where the garden bed is. And what we did was we shifted all of that dirt back into this raised bed and then added some more on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
And planted our vegetables here. And then we built a second bed. And we picked up these concrete blocks at our local hardware store, $2-3 a piece or something like that, and some 2x6s, untreated, so that there's no chemicals in this that are going to harm the food, and just plopped it down. These can take rebar. There's a hole in the middle for a rebar to keep them steady. I didn't even bother with that because they'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so really quick garden beds. I think we took 2 weekends to set this up and move all the dirt around and get it planted.
This took me like 20 minutes in Stardew Valley.
And you can see then we also have a third bed up front here, which is where our pollinators are going to be. So we'll have plants there to attract the bees and other pollinators, the flies that go pollinate. Some birds are pollinators. So that'll be planted with flowers. You can see also that we're a little bit late in getting planted. So this year we went with plants instead of seeds, so that we could get a jump start on things.
Well, the pandemic, it made it really tough to want to go out and get seedlings and get them started. And, last year it was also tough toward the end of the year because everybody was cooped up. So now that things are easing up, we have to play catch up and do what we do. So it late getting started means you got a jump start on what's going to produce before other people who are growing from seedlings.
So we got some tomatoes in here. We've got some cucumbers growing. We've got some peppers, bell peppers, and I think some chilies growing. And then you'll see that we put some marigolds around the edges. The marigolds are sacrificial plants that maybe the bunnies will come up and eat those instead of eating our tomatoes.
Until the marigolds are gone.
Until the marigolds are gone. But then also some animals are deterred by marigolds, and it keeps them out of the beds to begin with.
I'm deterred by marigolds. They stink. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, big marigold. I'm sorry. They don't appeal to me odor-wise.
Big marigold. Jason finds conspiracies everywhere. Come out of the tree so that he can see.
Come here, guy. Be my friend. Come on. No, I'm going to pick you up if you don't want to be my friend. All right, now you're my friend. Get on. All right. This Barry.
Barry the cicada?
Is this a... Oh, my God, is this a cicada? No, yeah.
So, Jason, what do we call this?
Joe, it's a Hugelkultur.
It's a Hugelkultur. Very good.
That was one take, and I practiced that on the way over. This is where he's going to splice in me saying this wrong like 1,000 times. Hugelkultur.
Yeah, so we've talked about the Hugelkultur before, so this is a little bit of an update on what it is. As you can see, we lost some dirt from erosion, so clearly we need to learn from this mistake and add more dirt and pile it up higher and give it a better mound.
Well, that's great, Joe, but what is it?
This is an ancient German style of garden where you bury some logs in some dirt and you let them rot. And as they rot, they become soft and spongy and they retain water.
Butterfly.
And they make it a really great place to grow. It's essentially an artificial hill. It's trying to recreate what nature will do automatically when a tree falls over time.
A hill's a hill.
But putting it in a place, that you
hill.
can control. So this is a permaculture technique called a Hugelkultur.
And this is actually, it's very popular, surprisingly. Like I didn't realize when Joe had first introduced me to it, I was like, that's weird. And then I'm like, I'm the weirdo for not knowing this. It's a very popular green space technique that a lot of gardeners and a lot of natural gardeners, they use. And you can, if you time it right, you have the right technique, you have the right time, you can use this all year.
And so this end, I planted it this year with some ground cover, which is coming up from seed. And it's a mixture of clover and like burdock and other things. I don't know. It was like 11 different varieties of ground cover to try and keep us from losing that dirt from erosion like I didn't do last year.
Yeah, yeah.
So learning process.
No, absolutely.
Always learning.
This was, hey, we didn't know what the hell we were doing last year. And now we do because we're on this journey.
Right. Quick shout out to my parents for giving me the cool weather station for Christmas as a gift. So that's awesome. That's been fun to look at. Let's see what else we got.
All right.
So
Be
here,
good, Barry.
This is last year's
Be good.
potato beds. And at the end of last season, I covered this with leaf mulch that I gathered up from the yard. Just put my leaf here. Now you'll notice we've got a really cool leaf mold growing here.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Which, when we started watering it, it just started poofing out these spores and stuff like that. So we kind of leaving that alone. But you can also see that I didn't get all of the potatoes from last year because these are just coming up again from last year.
Well, they're going to resprout and they're going to spud it. It's going to be fine. They're a root. They're supposed to do that.
And the dirt that we have here, the clay that we have in this backyard is so dense.
They were pretty potatoes.
They were pretty potatoes.
I don't know if we ate those potatoes or not, but they were pretty potatoes.
We did eat some of them.
Okay. Okay.
But
Thanksgiving.
we're gonna pile this up with more hay, and we need to get that so that we can start to protect these plants from temperature shocks.
Cool. I like potatoes, and they're fun to grow. Get off me. You're just not.
So Dan, can we get you to look at the second Hugelkultur? This is our year 2 asparagus planting.
Hugelkultur. Why didn't you pick that yet, man?
Asparagus is best year 3.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm an idiot.
Yeah. So, and we also have strawberries in here. It looks like our strawberry that we had growing was eaten. But this is our asparagus that's coming up really strong.
And is this is the amaranth from last year, right?
No, the amaranth I replanted the seeds.
Different?
That's something new, and it's
okay.
looking pretty sad right now.
Yeah, it does. It needs some water. It hasn't rained in a while.
So we also added a third raised bed over here to have another growing location. This is going to be the herb garden. It's all been planted with seeds, so we don't have anything to show you exciting except for dirt.
Well, yeah, I mean,
but
dirt's exciting. This is exciting.
The next, this is going to grow up, and we're going to see it in future videos.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the start of the third Hugelkultur down there.
Oh, I just thought that was your trash pile.
Yeah. So this is what
Are there berries in here?
We got some wild berries around, yeah.
Well, that'll help with the berries too. Having that.
So this is the start on a third Hugelkultur. The lawn and leaf bags that you see here have some compostables That's I got yard waste I got from somebody else. The bags will decay, so that's just a great way to keep it all from blowing around.
All right.
Holy cow, these cicadas are loud.
They are. They are so loud.
And then Jason, take a look at this majestic compost pile.
Your oyster mushrooms are growing.
Yeah, that's the one we spiked with the mushroom plugs.
Oh, whew. Shoo.
This is our community compost pile that I've been putting out the wheelbarrow and getting donations from my neighbors. And as you can see, it's huge. This goes downhill, right? So this has been raised up and whatnot. I need to turn it again.
I was just going to ask, this looks like it might need turned. How often are you turning this compost?
I've turned it once. Let me go get the pitchfork and I'll show how good this dirt is.
Okay. And this was just when we put together the tool library. Joe, he was like, you know, I'm going to start collecting compost too for the garden. And I'm like, I bet we can find people around, and the same people who want to use the tool library to donate. And it worked out. It really did. I feel bad I live so far away, but you know, we do get to say, hey, it's Solarpunk Life running this, and I'm proud that we've put together these initiatives, because it's people in the community love it too, and they're really excited. Joe, what should go in compost?
So what we're accepting in our compost is fruit and vegetable waste, lawn clippings, leaf waste, shredded paper, cardboard, coffee grounds, eggshells. Look at that, Jason.
Oh, wow, that is gorgeous.
Isn't that?
And when did this pile start?
When did we start it? Last fall. It's overwintered.
Yeah.
But I've been adding more and more to it weekly. So I try not to turn it too much because the fresh stuff is on top of it.
Yeah, and neighbors are coming and putting in the wheelbarrow. And we'll get a good shot of the wheelbarrow. That's right outside, and it's got donations in it right now. So they know to bring this stuff and put it in. And that speaks to the size of Solarpunk. We've been, all the time, we've been saying, it doesn't matter how big your property is. It doesn't matter what space you live in. You can be a Solarpunk and do Solarpunk things in that space.
Yeah, I live on the end of a cul-de-sac, so I happen to have a very small front yard and this large backyard as a result. But I'm in a traditional suburban kind of average home, really. Very blessed to be in that space, honestly, but it's not a whole lot of space in this backyard, really. It's not a huge mansion or anything like that.
But you know what? You don't have a slip and slide or a below ground pool that you're refilling every year. You've kind of let it go wild. And that's what we should be doing with all these spaces. It went wild. And you made a call to the neighborhood.
Yep.
And said, hey, I'm doing this. And people love it. People are like, yeah, we're in. We will help participate. So not only are we letting this go wild, we're reaching out and letting the community come and feel like they're helping and doing their part to make things better. And that's the point of Solarpunk.
Well, and in my area too, there's houses like this, there's townhouses, and there's apartments. And so we're getting a lot of the folks that are giving us compost live in apartments.
In apartments.
And they don't have a yard that they can run a compost pile in. So it's a great service to them. They feel better about being able to contribute to the environment. And once we get good dirt out of this, we're going to offer some of the dirt back to the community if they want to have a potted plant on their porch with the compost they help make.
And one of the things that we're striving to long term with this project is maybe having the property, the big property, and maybe having a community garden to where you can come in and compost, use your compost, and grow your food in your compost.
Wouldn't that be nice?
And then, you know, what you're not using, you just put on the community table, and everybody's got a piece of it. So we start small, and we plan for the large, and if the large doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But at least we know we're succeeding with the small.
Smell that?
Yeah, let's move out of here. Actually, no, we can't move out of here. What's this thing, Joe?
Oh, yeah. This, Jason, is a bee hotel. And essentially, there are pollinator bees that like little, small, round, open tubes that are about this length. They're attracted to it by its shape. Like, they just will see this and go, I'm going to move in. And we got this idea from both a gardening show that we've been watching, but also friends of the show Andy, Evan, and Kim sent in pictures of theirs.
That was an awesome new hotel, guys.
And Rebecca said, you know what, we need to get one of those for ourselves.
Yeah.
So we've got this one. We have plans to get one made by Mark Davis. But the idea here is to attract pollinators to the space because it helps build our ecosystem. With the pollinators here, with the bugs from the compost pile that are there,
I want to move away.
we attract birds, we attract more insects, which then help keep down other populations of gnats and stuff like that. So,
and the hotel is only $175 a night plus a $50 resort fee and valet parking for $35. So there's Joe's backyard. It's rugged, it's wild, it's full of cicadas.
it's imperfect,
Ticks,
but we love it.
stinky piles of food, but it's awesome. It's awesome.
And it's ours, and we really love it. And we're starting to really, I mean, we've lived here 17 years, and we hadn't really made the backyard ours yet, and we're starting to make it ours. So get out there and do your best to make your space yours.
We want to see it.
We want to see it.
Send us videos, send us your photos. We want to come to you. We will come to you, and you can show us your Solarpunk projects, your garden projects. We're excited about that. We're getting through the pandemic. We're vaccinated. We want to get on the road. We want to meet you guys. No distance is too far if you're willing to pay. No, I'm kidding. Within reason, you know, but we want to interact. We want to see what you guys have been showing us throughout the year in picture form. So hit us up on solarpunklife@gmail.com.
Yep. Join our Facebook group.
We're on Instagram.
We're on Twitter.
We're on Twitter. Send us a Facebook message if you want to get in touch with us. Just hit it, you know, get in touch.
Hit us up.
And as always, you like and subscribe.
Yep.
Because when you like and subscribe, it shows us that you like and subscribe. And it shows YouTube that you like and subscribe. And that's what we need.
So get out there, folks. And as always, remember to do good.
And be good.
Thanks for watching.
Joe, hold on. You got a tick on your head. Oh, I got it. I saved you, Joe.
Thank you.
Cicada bit him on his butt. He's got a tick on his head. It's been a weird day.
It's always a weird day when I'm with you, Jason. And that's what's great about it.